brought across the entire rural communities of Meghalaya. Till date, we have 22 CMYCs which have been set up across 13 blocks in Meghalaya. So through this 3-day event, we will be hearing several success stories that will come from the CMYCs, and we will also see how Sauramandala Foundation's innovative techniques have helped bridge the educational gaps, especially in rural Meghalaya, and also which has addressed some of our livelihood issues, as well as brought opportunities to youth, especially the ones who have dropped out from schools, who otherwise find it quite difficult or to access opportunities which are otherwise available through the traditional educational system. So not only will this 3-day Mela be celebrating the success of the CMYCs, it will strategically position the existing CMYCs for the next phase of expansion under the World Bank funded Empower project, where we will scale up from 22 centers across 13 blocks to 64 centers across all 55 blocks of Meghalaya. So we hope that the coming 3 days will be an eventful one. You will definitely be seeing several of our learners showcasing their ideas and talents throughout this entire exhibition. So as we wait for our chief guest to arrive, there are many ways, I believe, in which we can utilize our time wisely. And one of the ways is by appreciating the culture of Meghalaya. So to entertain us for the evening, kindly join me in welcoming the performers from CMYC Pasya. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we welcome them on stage with a huge round of applause. Thank you for that very lovely and lively dance presented to us by CMYC Pasi. And through the dance, they are hailing from the Jaintia region of Meghalaya. Through the dance, the performers have depicted their everyday lives that are carried out in the community. And through the tools, I'm pretty sure you can make out that they are showcasing their farming activities, the tilling of the land and the farming activities, the sowing that they are undertaking currently. Right, so coming back to this 3-day CMYC Mela, today in today's inaugural function, we will also be seeing we will also witness the granting or the awarding of nano grants to something that we call the nanopreneurs, which are as the word suggests, small scale entrepreneurs. I'm pretty sure although they are not to be underestimated, they might sound like nanopreneurs, but they are on their way to establishing themselves as well-established entrepreneurs. This will be the second round of the second edition of awarding the nano grant to our small entrepreneurs. Through the nano grant, I would just like to brief you on what the nano grant, the nanopreneur grant is. So the Nanopreneur Grant of 2025 is the event at the Chief Minister's Youth Center. It marks a significant milestone for learners across the centers. These learners are the ones whom you can see. They are also the craftsmen, the ones who are engaged in loom work and varying crocheting works, they are artists, artisans, food processors, as you can see. This event is a key component of the CMYC's Entrepreneurship Development Initiative, designed to provide crucial financial support, as we can see, crucial financial support to aspiring entrepreneurs. As we had done our round of interacting with the entrepreneurs, we realized that our state is full of ideas. We are no less. However, what is lacking is our access to opportunities and to financial aid. So the CMYC's Nanopreneur Grant aims to bridge that gap. The event aims to help selected individuals bring the innovative ideas to life and successfully launch their ventures. This support will not only empower entrepreneurs with necessary funding, but also facilitate their journey towards achieving their business goals, fostering a vibrant and dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem across the centers. So that is all we have about the Nanopreneur Grant that you will be witnessing awarded later during the inaugural stages. So as we are here for the inaugural function, I would just like to brief you on how the Soramandala Foundation's innovative approach has brought about changes since 2018, if I am not mistaken. There are 22 operational centers across 13 blocks with dedicated fellows facilitating learners. The fellows, so to say, are the caretakers of these centers. They are the ones who are communicating with the state, ensuring that the learners are getting the grants and the funds that they deserve. And over 5,384 learners have been registered as of June 2025. Out of which 2,945 are females and 2,615 are males. So from here you can see that females are not falling far behind. We are quite at par with our male entrepreneurs. That is one great initiative that we can appreciate Soramandala Foundation for. Truly inclusive age range. So initially, Soramandala Foundation might have set out to include and to bring about change in the youth. However, through the growing demands, we can see that the range of the learners range from the youngest library user at 3 years of age to the oldest learner, a 73-year-old woman from Nook, I believe she's from Umling block, who is mastering crochet. And there is a very interesting story to how she came about being a learner in one of the Nooks, is that we heard through her story that one day she accompanied her young son, who was participating as the youth in one of the Nooks, that is one of our centers in Umling. She was curious. She asked, what are you going there for? So when he said that I'm going to learn a certain skill that I'm interested in, she also took interest and she said, I've always dreamt of crocheting. I've always dreamt of taking up something. Although at an old age, she did not think that such a such an opportunity would arise again. But lo and behold, there you have your CMYCs even catering to the dreams and desires of our 73-year-old master of crochet. So what CMYC does is there's a direct intervention for school dropouts, addressing state dropout rates of 11% at upper primary and 22% at secondary levels. It's very disheartening to hear that at upper primary already we have children who are dropping out, but that could be for several socio-economic reasons as well. And we are very glad to hear that CMYCs are bridging that gap. They are providing them opportunities that they do not waste their time and they do not loiter or get misled by other activities. In fact, they are taking their time at CMYCs to provide them with skills which will help them integrate in society better. Provision of second chance education and livelihood opportunities for out-of-school youth and economic outcomes are there. So far we have 77 nanopreneurs developed through the program with a remarkable gender representation like I had mentioned earlier, particularly encouraging that 8 of our previously mentioned female nanopreneurs. So we said that so far we have over 5,000 entrepreneurs who are registered with CMYCs, out of which 56 female and 21 male entrepreneurs, that is 77 in totals. They are recognized as nanopreneurs who will be receiving financial aid and grants from the CMYCs. So particularly out of this, 8 of the 56 female nanopreneurs are below the age of 20. So hopefully in the years to come, we can also have something akin to what Forbes has 30 over 30, right? So for exclusively for our female entrepreneurs, that is one hopeful outcome that we look forward to. And it shows that how nurturing young female leadership does bring to change. Because if we are quite familiar with the landscape of Meghalaya, the females do have quite a bit of influence in the society, especially when it comes to their children. There are 19.7 lakhs rupees dispersed in entrepreneurial grants till date, making business opportunities accessible in rural areas. 15.7 lakhs generated in sales by program participants, that is the selling of their arts, their crafts, their food, so on and so forth. Demonstrating that CMYCs function as an economic catalyst, democratizing access to entrepreneurial support, previously available only to urban populations. One of our learners is Mr. Caxton G. Sangma, a vibrant 62-year-old with a passion for art and is dedicated to enhancing his skills at the Silsot Chigre CMYCs, one of the senior-most oldest learners in the CMYC program in the state. His commitment to learning at such a young age, at such an old age, is both remarkable and inspiring to many who are to follow in his footsteps. Even after retiring from his lifelong profession, he remains steadfast in his pursuit of self-discovery through art. His journey stands as a testament to the CMYC's commitment to catering to learners of all ages. As we have time now, I believe we have about 20 minutes. There are many remarkable stories that have come out through the initiatives of CMYC. I welcome our esteemed guests, our dignitaries, to maybe take your time, as we have 20 more minutes to spare. Madam, you can also take time to walk around and perhaps interact with our entrepreneurs, our nanopreneurs, and learners who are on their way to becoming nanopreneurs in the future. So thank you everyone. We will see you again after 15 to 20 minutes. I hope to see you all again in this hall. Thank you so much.
Siamo ma non hanno le CMYC in Cecenia e questo progetto del video. Capite music video c'è da andare secondo Maria. Capite come diciamo su non la parola non deve essere una nasciamo assai, mi sono sapendo. Apa mawat siya nila no, siguro di sila to no, apa ba, yung isang siguro di China na start ni, kulo ni kasap sa mga 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 ngayon yung tayo sa mga project na mga siguro sa mga project na mga banyak na mga sulit ng tayo kasi kaya mga bigat ng mga kandidat na tentang dan sa mga klase. Ako ang mawad di juga sekolah dengan dari kelas kedua belum berangkat itu aku yang mana untuk sistem yang berada dalam jenjang dan jenjang itu sepakat dari
Agak saya pun pindah saya mau menjadi berustad dengan sedang mau outline lucunya ini boleh tinggi macam lucunya ini macamnya bahwa apa bisa di share dan di dan kami internet berbanyak melakukan share mereka di ada juga masih ada yang lucunya ini.
Kalau you dah ya. Good job. Isyarat ni orang baik, ayu balik hanya CMYC tengok mai yo macam tu ni sibuk ada pilih training kat bagi kuat mau ni tentu dia lah dia terapi kuat ka training yo ada pula menolong manager apa CMYC te nasional mentai dah ki kuat bantuan ti ki awan di kuat te sudah awal lo hanya kok CMYC mo syukur tak components ini ni tangi dah ki library ka sport semua ketika frisbee nanti kini ki project nanti kita nak entrepreneurship. Kena kung dapat ni approach kiro memang kini confidence kan, mesti nak kini confidence ki beliau ki sebut tu beliau buat sport orang join kan kung lagi frisbee. Kita kenal untuk kita suka nak drawing, poetry, kita nombor kita storytelling. Syukur aku library tu kenal banyak.
Pertanyaan ini yang tim Mela ngatanya ni as librarian. Mantap ang iban kuno ban penimprove fikir pagka adan graf. Kam tanlong high school kim da kit tan ya ka ada graf te ngabang apit mentap long kiyo kila ban yo kinang banang ban tip pangkalawi jong kiro mo yo le se ki yung jala berta jong tu ka ada graf ro
Isip siya mo. Tadi ni ibu em nak long bed lalu kami em kalau kalau kau long home ni ke ni dan dia senyaw Pera te iwe ngaruh sama kembang ada les kita. Jadi kila dala wai mengi kum tu dala kan kanuk am dari pemek kena kalai cabat kan kena show hari am lagi kena lekai. Jadi ni okey ni sih yang nak pun tak masalah am kena kepar kum tu yang belum kalai nabal isa dah sih. Kini kepar kisnyo shenante adam ki kon am baki wan hari am ki tim ok kita datang handuk am ki long slow safe kan. Kita hak jaka baki net siang baki asal setai nak kena nanti reflect age rumah kantan tin age kumtu am laki wan am kisnyo shengan kan baik kita hari am long slow commitment center laki det trainer net balaru am.
Jeng siam jonga te nasim ya ka CMYC kum kayeng jonga ba kadai ka wei ka place kam dir ka jaka ka ba kim than ban ong ba em pia ban dep ban pendep ba ka tu ka ba phi la le
Ladang idan kam ki aji harap ban batai lem ne ban lang ban yarap lem ma tangi memang lah. Group work ka kasukte adon bete ka bonding ka jonki kile lang bete ki project ki jonki dan ini iba kena ru ila ban share ki ideas nang tapak kila ban collaborate lang ta kini ada lang kan Mela bagi kita dari ka project ta bon bakila kila sini ni sukai dong la kumto ta Henry ban trailang pun tu kena trailang hi kan dan different sama bikin kayak rap shibun kan ya tiwa
nomor bakilan teng mo ki kau kan balong kam librarian MEM college pe ki ban use be kini ki tiap ki para berakam ki arang graf ngali be ki bayo be national te kitu ki bala berat bla pun klem pendat kam syuru te ngaresakel kitu hi
ngayo iba kali ka frisbee kala pensiun sibun kenya nga hakum no ban keren ban batai iwe namar mata ni ikoi ro ila batai yang iba ongin de menyarap lan iwe ban lang dan kibril ke ba kimpat nungat ban keren long langile sabraya aja minta isu persyang ni ai the best hita dan iba ke confidence ki kala nakalian jama ke guru am nilaptor mate mata am de kile chawi ki center am kila long be kila confident mata ba do but I feedback ikum tur am kila masa kila leran ban mudan kapol kum tu ba even the small project da ki fail am bakane kam long lah ki try am nilong prote atau kam moment jom kilo kan because they are still trying ta dan
Igilong kena bersyur ke pensyur CMYC.
Saya aku pun bang nama nama berdasar untuk ngapat enam hal sih mereka te kata sih ngarat enam te bangsa kemudian abang atet te asgahun kan kena ke project itu mah kalau ulang kan.
Kau kalau mungkin hanya asal em cedera kini dah belajar mah dapat boleh em kita nak kerja besarkan dan kita sengaja ni kalau lepas persiang ikaba pihak itu bekerja dengan kan jadi pada itu dari kedua company kita kita akan persiang tu ni ambil wajib center ni kimi kita tahu sudah aja kalau isuan macam ni ada mengingat train ada ke Mesir ke langit ba kinuan na ikiwan na kini kasi CMYC na library di lang bajo kani ba nasa
senang duduk kat ni.
Kalau you ada?
Good job.
Actually, yang you balik hari CMYC tengok mai you macam betul sibuk ada pilih training kat bagi kuat mau ni tentu dia lah dia lebih kuat ka terus you pula ni manager apa CMYC dia masih apa saya dah kiko ada mana kiko awan lebih kuat kan.
Awal lu ada apa CMYC mo siya tay confidence kanya ni tangi dan ki library ka sports mo kali ka frisbee nang tak kini ki project nang tak kita nak entrepreneurship. Kenaan, kung pag ni-approach siya kiro nang makinig confidence na, mas ka na lang kinig confidence ki beliau kisah tu beliau bawa sports wala ban join tenwa kung hagi frisbee. Then kita ban kenal kumtur kita suka nak ki drawing ki poetry ki nomor ki storytelling cuba nak library tu kenal ban tak ki.
Pertanyaan di ni alti Mela ni ngatanya ni as librarian. Mantap pang iban kuno ban improve ki pangka aran graf kam tam long haskol kin da kikiatan ya ka aran graf te ngabang apit mantap long kiyo kila ban yo kinang banang ban tip pangka lawe jong ki roma yo ale se ki imja na ban ta jong tu ka aran graf ro.
Kisah sihir mah, tentang ni iro nak long baik kalau kani kalau kalau lo beli ke ni dan jangan senyum ada tak iwe ngaruh semua kumbang ada lain sida.
Kadang kila adalah why mengikut tu adalah kampanuk lagi bermak kena kalai coba kena show me hari lagi kena lekai. Kadang ni okey tu sih mengaku tak masa ya kena kepala kau tu yang berpeluk kalai nabal kisah sih.
Kini kepala kisah senada kadang ki kon bagi wan hari ki tip kita minta hanuk kita langsung save kan. Kita hak cakap pakai net siang makia sini cetai lagi kena inti refleksi rumah kamtan tin age kumtu lagi wan kisah senada kita main kita hari langsung So komitmen sim dia ada kita tanya dan selalu ya. Jeng siam jonga tem na siam ya ka CMYC kum kayeng jonga ba ka dei ka we ka place kam dei ka jaga ka ba kim than ban ong ba em pia ban dep ban pendep ba ka tu ka ba pi la le
la dan ni dan kam ki ai chi ra ban ba tai nem ne ban lang ban ya ra ben ma kan im ma la
kila group work em ka sup te adon bete ka bonding ka jongki kila lang bete ki project ki jongki dan ini iba kena aru em ila ban share ki ideas em nam ta ba kila ban ta brit lang ta kini ala lang kan Mela bete kita dari ka project ta buat ba kila hidup lagi ni sukai nong le kunto ta Henry ban trailang kung tu kida trailang hi kan dadan defense sama lagi kayak rap shibun kan ya timwa
Nomor bakilan. Ting-ting mo ki kau kan balo kam ilai be kami encourage be ki ban use be ki kitir ki bala berat mo. Ki arang graf ngale be ki bayo be national te kitu ki bala berat bala pun klaim pendat kam syuru te ngare sakeli kitu hi.
ngayu iba kan ka fresh be kala pen sur sibun kenya nga kumno ban keren ban bat tai iwe na marmita ni ikoi ro ila batai yang iba ongin di menyarap lan iwe ya iwe ban lang dan kibre ke ba kimpat nungat ban keren nong nangile sahabat
Macam itu super shang ni I need the best hitter
Dan ibu ke confidence lagi kalau nakalan jangan kayak guru nilang per mata nama mata am dah kira cewek ki center am kira lembek kilo confident mata bakalan do but I feedback ikut guru am kira macam kilo leran dan
Mudah kapal untuk ba even the small project dah ki fail bahkannya kamu orang lagi try nilong prote kata kamu menjogiro kan because they are still trying dan
Bilang kena emotional ke personal CMYC.
Saya aku pun bang nama kada dah share untuk ngapat nang hal tu saya mengkong te kata sini ngala nang te ban share kemudian abang atet te aska pun ada aska pun kan kalau kita project kita mah kalau ulang kan.
Kau kalau kemana asal am kira kita belajar mah dapat dua lagi am kita ni nak kerja besarkan dan kita selain itu kita akan pasang ikut pihak ini membuat jalan hafal dan ini pada dengan kendok ini kita akan pasang tu yang ambil macam center ni.
Kami kita tahu sudah aja kemajuan macam ni. Ada mani ni train aduk ke Mesir ke langit. Ba kinuan nak kena kasih masih nak library di lembaga kami mengasanan hidup kami.
So, welcome once again to everybody. Right, notwithstanding the delay in time, we are going to progress with our function for the evening. As we have been able to see all that CMYC has been doing, we also would like to bring to your attention that CMYC has three components. That is, they focus on sports. Right now, currently, it is Frisbee that they're focusing on, the ultimate Frisbee. We also have the Nook, that is the learning center, and we also have our, the library, where most of our folklores have been brought to life. Alright, so moving on with the program, I now welcome the founder of Sauramandala Foundation, Sri Nagar Karthik MP. Alright, change of plans. Our chief guest for the occasion is arriving.
I'm changing to the corridor.
May I request our stage hands to kindly be present?
Okay, okay.
also picks up different things to do based on letting the learners who are there. This is Balje Kaga. So,
things they have made, one of the dropouts to that is a learner, it does have we recycle this hair gel this cover material and we use this as light.
this is Pasi in West Japan. And also, food is also something that people come in and learn based on that. This is Dolce Grey, this side, very close to Tura. So, my way. Abhijit from Project Kata, I don't know if you remember from the first inauguration in Chibragar.
Chibragar, oh yes, correct. Indian office.
So these containers are now being used by Prime Rural for some of the rice tea products. This is Sune CMYC, this is Langsam. So again, very diverse. Each center has its own character in that sense. Umling in Detroit, their own set of Jafta and Southwest. Oh, wow. Yeah. And all of these learning is sort of self-directed based on the passion of them. So again, Silsot Chigre is Meshkar Oils again. They have picked up very different musical instruments. And I think one of the events that we also interacted with the learner made this. So we also see not only so this was the first Saharare one where we also started in and a few more on this side. Again, East different projects. So each center has two fellows approaches.
I think most important is to get the youth engaged there.
Yes.
I mean, whatever it is they do, they can sell or not. I think the point is that they should feel that there's some place where they can go to.
Yes.
I think that's the main idea.
Correct. So I think if you sort of look at, so we have 2 to 7 years. Tamilnadu is away. But here is a center where anyone of any age group can come. So I think each center has a library. So
Enjoying? Isn't that interesting? It is? Is it? Wow. Can I see what it looks like? Wow.
the other component is for we have 22 artificial teams. So 22 teams have been playing for about 2 years now. Recently they got a Lucknow for a competition.
What competition was it?
It's a
Frisbee.
Oh, wow. And we want to actually try and host the Bharat Cup in Meghalaya next year. So that will bring all of the teams from across India and get them to compete there. The other sports component is chess. This actually came in because when we are designing the center, we also understood that chess was top priority to you as a company. So we made sure that it's accessible. So it's not from a talent selection perspective, but from a way of getting it.
It's engagement. engagement, it's mental kind of exercise. Yes. It keeps it busy and it should promote, and it's so easy. It's not like you need to build up infrastructure. Many kids are getting into this. It's quite amazing how children actually get hooked on it.
So the idea is for these centers to be accessible, free, respond to community needs, and then we build on that and we keep gearing ourselves up to respond to whatever the existing needs. So, and under Empower, we're scaling to one in every block. And I think yes. I think one of the
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, it is my deepest pleasure and honor to welcome every one of you, our esteemed guests, our dignitaries, officials, and participants who are all present here today to the inaugural program of the 3-day CMYC Youth Mela. So this Youth Mela today, as we know, will be focusing on highlighting the transformative impacts that CMYC has brought throughout the rural areas of Meghalaya. And through the CMYC Youth Mela, we will see the positioning of the existing CMYCs in their bid for expansion through the World Bank funded Empower project soon. So over the course of the inauguration, we will also be witnessing the awarding of the nano grants to our deserving nanopreneurs. Now, to start off today's inaugural event, we would like to felicitate and welcome our special guests for the day with hampers of goodies which are produced in our CMYCs by our own learners. And to do the honors, I invite the founder of Saramandala Foundation, Sri Nagara Karthik MP. First, we would like to felicitate our chief guest for the occasion, the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Conrad K. Sangma. Shall we welcome our chief guest with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We would also like to felicitate our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Srimati Amperin Lingdo. We also have in our midst the Deputy Commissioner of East Khasi Hills, Srimati Rosetta Mary Kurba. We would also like to welcome Madam in our midst. And we also have joining us today from all the way from Southwest Khasi Hills, the Deputy Commissioner of Southwest Khasi Hills, Sri Barnari Maulong. Welcome, sir. thank you all to our guests for joining us on this auspicious occasion. Now I welcome Shri Nagakartik MP, the founder of Sauramandala Foundation, to kindly deliver the welcome address and give a brief overview of the CMYC's journey and impact.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Honorable Chief Minister, Sir, Kongampirin, both the DCs for joining us today, and everyone else. So Sauramandala started working in in Meghalaya 6 years ago, and we are a 7-year-old organization. So almost everything that we have done and built as an organization, Meghalaya has been our home. When we started, one of the questions that we asked ourselves was, can we start designing solutions by collaborating with the people who are affected by the gaps and the problems the most? So can we design policies, what could be policies closer to where communities are, and then work our way upwards to sort of try and then work with the government system and integrate it into the state level policy. So because we felt that doing this in a ground up way will help us understand what communities really need, and then bring that to the policy design table, and then help the state also design policies that could work for a lot of people. So as an organization, we just don't implement projects. We look at ourselves as building ecosystems. Sauramandala is actually a representation of many, many organizations. So as you see, even in this project, there are multiple partners who actually come together to do it. And a lot of times people ask us, are you a youth empowerment organization? Are you a rural entrepreneurship organization? Do you do early childhood education because you make storybooks? But I think the truth is that we are a mix of all of it. We try and find problem statements of sorts which we feel are important to communities and also are important to the state at the policy level, and design solutions at the center of it. We have a framework that we call the Center for Accelerated Development. So where we have a layer close to the ground, where we're able to have people at the block level or at the village level understand what are the gaps that are there at this level, try and find out what is priority for communities, and then start designing for solutions up there. Then we get on partners together to design ideas like what is now the CMYC, to try and test it on the ground, pilot it, see what doesn't work, be very iterative, and then keep changing the solution until we are confident that it could work. And then we start to work with people at the policy table to try and bring all of these insights and try and take all the evidence that we've had from the ground and scale it up. We've had multiple projects in the state so far. We started our work by initially solar powering about 10 health centers in West Garo Hills with Zelco Foundation, which then went on to scale up and become 400 health centers and now 25,000 health centers across India. The CMYC story, I think, perfectly aligns with our innovation, with our approach to innovation. So while one of the things we realized is while India has built a strong networks of schools, health centers and Anganwadis, there is no publicly funded institution that actually caters to people across age groups. So if you look at schools, there's a certain age group, there's a certain strictness and a regiment to it. Health centers people go to when they feel the need for healthcare. Anganwadi centers are looked at as centers that we go to for food or early childhood education. But we are constantly kept asking ourselves this question as to what is that space within a community that could cater to everyone? What could be a community glue? So what started with 2 pilot centers around 4.5 years ago, today Sauramandala operates around 22 centers across the state. And going ahead through the Empower project, we're looking to scale to 64 centers. That is 1 center in each of the 55 blocks. And the number is 64 because we have some blocks which already have more than 1 center. So similarly, we built the Prime Sauramandala Rural Entrepreneurship Fellowship, which went on to scale as Prime Rural and is now scaling to across blocks, which included both doorstep incubation and blended loans to rural entrepreneurs at the last mile. Through the Forgotten Folklore project, we identified this gap where
we felt that there was a lack of contextual stories for a child to start their learning journey, and we felt that there was so much richness and so much to learn from the community wisdom that these children are from. So can we actually design content and create educational material out of it, which is built out of memory, built out of many years of community resilience, and actually then turn it into education material that could help a child learn a new language, learn new concepts, and giving them a better chance at learning something new like a language. So coming to, and I think one of our latest projects, and sir, the green cycle that you recently wrote, I think that was from one of our projects where we have 8 sites across Meghalaya, where there is a solar powered charging station, 10 electric cycles and 10 electric bikes, which are designed to be with either tourism entrepreneurs or homestays, where people actually monetize this by renting them out. So I think that's also something that we want to, so right now we're at the stage where we're gathering evidence on how the project is doing. But early evidence sort of suggests that like the Prime Tourism Vehicle scheme was launched, there is similar earning potential from this project as well. So we'd like to work with the system to actually scale up this idea and launch it as part of policy. We operate across the spectrum, so sometimes there is front-end design happening, sometimes there is back-end implementation happening. And the way we look at it is we do whatever it takes to take a problem statement from trying to solve it in order to try and take it to the policy level. It could look like facilitating partnerships, co-designing processes. We sometimes raise the funds for pilots, we unlock funds for scaling. So it includes building teams. We started off with a 2-person team back in 2019, and now we're about 180 plus people. I think there's a running joke where we're also called as a mini MBDA. But I think the point is to try and build a local team that can understand local problems and actually start solving for them. I'm also rushing through a little bit because we're a little short of time. So like I said, so the CMYCs started off to address the gap of publicly funded community centers. So these centers have a couple of components. One of it is called the Nook, developed by Project Define. I think Abhijit is here. So Nooks are self-designed learning makerspaces that have tools like carpentry, electronics, access to a kitchen, and really computers and the internet, and really anyone who has an interest to learn anything could come to a Nook and build things based on their interests. So the way we look at these spaces is these spaces enable youths to take risks. I think the risk-taking aspect is usually restricted to certain urban youth, certain people with privilege, and if somebody has an idea, they're able to get an initial encouragement, get a little bit of money initially in order to go try it out, try test, and either watch it fail or succeed and learn in the process. And the way we look at these spaces are platforms that create open and safe spaces, create spaces for learning, create spaces for earning, create spaces just to really build a community glue. So along the way, we've built, like I was mentioning, 22 teams for Ultimate Frisbee. So each of these, so Ultimate Frisbee is a game where it is mixed gender, so it requires people, both men and women, to be part of the team. And it also is a self-governed, self-refereed game. So it requires conversations in order to understand is it a foul or not, in order to go ahead with the game. And we felt that there are a lot of aspects in this game that promote community building as well. We started the first centers about 4.5 years ago with the first 2 centers, and for the last 2.5 years we've been running these 22 centers. And now under Empower, there is a 6-year plan, sir, to actually expand to 64 centers and build a local team. So if you look at it, we've been sort of provided with a 10-year horizon in order to take an idea from a problem statement to fully integrate it into policy. And I must sort of acknowledge here that I don't see any other state where this kind of support is happening for ideas, and this is actually what it takes in order to scale something that has been developed on the ground and integrated into the system. So I think all of this has really been possible because of the way the government system has bought in ownership into this and identified that, okay, this is something that has potential, invested in it and is continuing to invest in it to see it scale. Going forward, the CMYCs will be called the CMYC++. We are adding aspects of psychosocial support, counseling, to really make these safe spaces for youth and adolescents. And our role moved from implementing on a day-to-day basis to technical support. I don't know if you remember, sir, so we first met 6 years ago at a Mela festival. Neil and I were here, had just sort of started working in Meghalaya then, and we requested for a conversation with you to talk to you about Sauramandala Foundation and what we want to do. And we honestly thought it will be a 4 or 5 minute conversation, but you've given us 45 minutes. Since then, I don't know where Neil is, but Neil's aged a lot. He no longer looks that young, and so have I. My hair, I think Harish was saying his hair he lost his hair once he's come to Meghalaya. Mine has grown longer, and but I think that generosity and the way you spoke to us set a precedent for what a government system looks like, and the role that a chief minister plays in creating an enabling environment. And we often used to ask ourselves, so why would you give two boys from Bangalore who have not even established themselves yet, why would you give us this much amount of time? But what that meant for us then, and your continued support over the years, with a lot of these projects, it's only gotten stronger. So this is the foundation upon which we've built everything, and everything that we have achieved here along with the government support. So I also want to take this opportunity to make a pitch of sorts to you that the CMYC, the Prime Rural, TFFP, these were some of the problem statements that we identified and were able to bring to ideas and scale. Within the team, there are a lot more ideas that we'd like to see if we can build a partnership with the state government to see if we could also test, iterate a lot of these solutions and really experiment with it, because we feel that this is the best place to de-risk policy making in a sense. And that's something that we're hoping that we can build along with you as we go ahead. We've also shown that with the right support system, rural youth can compete nationally and globally. We've demonstrated that locally designed solutions can scale to state policy. We've also proven that choice, agency, and community-led innovation can transform lives and livelihoods. So we feel that this is what public problem solving looks like when it's done right in the right way, and this is what policies look like when it's designed ground up with the system. So today we have learners and fellows from all of the 22 centers. All of the headmen of the 22 centers have also joined us. And the way that the local communities have adopted these centers have been a very humbling and a learning experience for us. As a team, around each of the centers, we report to the headmen on a monthly and a quarterly basis as to what is happening in the centers, what are the changes that they would like to see. And we've really brought them into consideration, and they provide a lot of their inputs into what should happen, what is their aspiration for their own communities, and that's really how each of these centers have come up with full support from there. So I think this is like a little bit of a mix and mash of what I wanted to say, but I think at the core of it, thank you so much for creating this platform, creating this support, and the fact is that across India there isn't a framework for publicly funded institutions for community centers. And I think as Empower scales, that's one of the largest pieces of work that will be happening here, and we could invite people from other states to also come and learn from what's happening here and then take this to other places. So with that, thank you and welcome to this. So we plan to do this every year or once in 2 years to bring all of the youth from different youth centers together and provide them a platform as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik, for that, for those warm words of welcome. I'm pretty sure everyone felt welcome, but also for giving a comprehensive and detailed overview of the impactful changes that CMYCs have brought, ranging from promoting handicraft, loom products to food processing and even to storytelling. As we can see, sir, if it interests you, even the tea coasters that are there have been crocheted by one of our learners from the CMYCs. And now I take the opportunity to welcome our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Srimati Ambryn Lyngdoh, to deliver a speech.
Very good evening to one and all. Honorable Chief Minister, sir. Always such a pleasure to be sharing platform with you. And I'm very, very happy that once again, sir, I am exposed to some of the good things that you're doing. This is the beauty of CM's work. He connects all the departments together. Even a department like Health and Agriculture is found present in so many of his programs. Thank you so much, Karthik, and the Saura Mandala Foundation. And we're very happy to see so many people come. Barokirang Bashnongs, all the Nokmas, such a happy evening for all of us. So this is again a very unique effort put in by our Honorable Chief Minister to ensure that policy is a grassroots agenda, and it is in these various activities that government can have a holistic view of what needs to get done. I'm very, very happy that this is not the first time that I've come to some of your programs. Your creation of character in our own folklore is something which is very close to my heart. We feel so happy that we see characters from our own region actually now being read, not just in the country but across the world. I'm happy that, sir, today your CMYCs are now going to be centers where public will be utilizing time together to discuss very serious health agendas as well. I'm happy to know that you are also encouraging free fair talk between young people, old people, to discuss the issues of drugs, to discuss the issues of teenage pregnancy. Nokmas and Rangbashnongs are also there to hear what people feel the problem is. This problems before solution is very, very important for all of us. I'm happy that all of these youth centers across the state now are able to create ambassadors for 22 different centers. Now that's important because that's the only way even we in the health department will actually get to know what are the issues. I hope that henceforth you will discuss, you know, even HIV/AIDS, which is again a big problem for all of us. And if communities begin to understand and break down information which is actually very technical, I think that is a starting point, and we look forward to working with you and your entire team. We would like to see what are the issues of awareness that is not reaching to people. COVID taught us valuable lessons, but then we should never ever have to go through those stages again in our lives. I'm very happy that these young children, as I watched all your videos, I can see that children now understand the world around them very much, and I think if you want to transform thought processes, you must start young, and I'm happy you're targeting these children. What I love very much about your project is these little libraries and the values of reading, which again is very important. We saw some of the kids engrossed totally in your library area. I'm happy that you're bringing kids from other schools to mingle, to you know, exchange ideas. This is very, very important. And CM sir, we are very, very happy to see, sir, that you are actually leading from the front to ensure that every citizen in this state actually participates in that entire process of policy generation. Gone are the days where policies are decided in the Secretariat. Honorable CM has already greatly shown the way, and he emphasizes on the quality and the importance of individual problems that need to also have a very big focus. I'm happy, Sir CM, that you're also now converging the Empower here. I think this is very important, and I'm happy that Karthik and your team, you're here. Meghalaya needs to know how to go ahead with some of the serious issues. I wish you should also talk about spacing of children in families, because this is something again which is generated by the people. I think we can no longer look at a policy which is going to enforce a law, because that is something which is of the past. And I look forward to hearing what our Honorable CM will now say. I'm very grateful to see two very active DCs with us, both Madam and Sir. Thank you very much for coming, Sir, all the way from Southwest Khasi Hills. I'm happy that DCs are also participating in this entire exercise, and this will take us places. This will be able to give us stronger steps towards the future, and we look forward to your team continuing in your efforts to mingle, match, find out, listen to people no matter what their age groups are. And I'm happy to see that 73-year-olds are also participating in all of your activities. Frisbee as a sports of the state, very interesting. I don't know how that will pan out, but nothing is impossible. The state of Meghalaya is always ready, always willing to take up any challenges. With these few observations, thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Ambryn Lingdo, for the very encouraging words of wisdom, and I hope all of us are encouraged by listening to those words from Madam. I now humbly welcome our chief guest for the occasion, our Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Conrad K. Sangma, to address the gathering, following which, sir, we will request you to also launch the CMYC++. Thank you.
Our guest of honor for today's program, Dr. Ambryn Lingdo, Mr. Karthik and his entire team, all the members of CMYC who are present out here, our respected deputy commissioners, and all our nanopreneurs who are here, and all guests who have come here to join this wonderful Mela that we are all part of. I really don't know what to say, because I have so much to say, and yet I want to restrict because of shortage of time. But I definitely would like to start with letting all of you know that for us, we have always believed as a government that development cannot be simply measured by a number, though I speak about it a lot, but I want to go into details by saying that it cannot be judged by a number. It cannot be judged only by the large infrastructural projects that come in. Development is an aspect that has to be seen from multiple fronts. And where GDP and GSDP is definitely a number that is important, but I must add that it's incomplete. It's incomplete if we are not able to connect our farmers, our rural entrepreneurs, our women, our youth. If we cannot connect different aspects of social issues like our health, education, socio-economic issues like rural entrepreneurship, tourism, agriculture, food processing. I think it's a story that's not complete without having every single aspect being part of it. So when you look at the vision that we have created, I don't know how many of you have been able to read the vision document that we have made, which talks about how we want to reach a certain stage in terms of economic development. I don't know how many of you have seen it. But if you go through the details, we have actually identified every aspect of how entrepreneurship is going to add value to it, how agriculture will add value to it, how will we achieve that vision by ensuring that all the different sectors are able to achieve their goals and add to the larger vision that we have. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, so there are multiple aspects. For me, I can actually see it in front of me literally because I see it every day. And I just when I just look at this blank screen, I can actually see the different verticals in front of me. And in each vertical, so when you come to entrepreneurship, in each vertical, people thought that we go for areas of, sorry, I'm just a bit dizzy, tired. We talk of entrepreneurship. We have urban entrepreneurship happening. We have rural entrepreneurship that's happening. We have entrepreneurship when it comes to SAGs that are performed. We have skill-based entrepreneurship. And we have nano entrepreneurs like the people who are engaged out here. So therefore, at multiple fronts, to ensure that entrepreneurship is not just limited to a large enterprise or a large business that's starting, that we forget the rural people, I think that is an incomplete picture. So my point being that as a government, our policies are very much detailed planning and detailed policy making has gone into each one of them. And that's why when Karthik told me this program is important and I should be there, I didn't hesitate for even a second, because I have a very, very busy schedule. But in spite of that, I'm here because this project and this particular program is equally important, like the larger prime programs or the rural entrepreneurship programs or the self-help group programs where thousands of crores are being spent today, or big large programs where we have large infrastructures being created. So this program and each and every one of you is part of that growth story of what we want Meghalaya to be. That's my message to you. So don't think that you are not part of the growth story of Meghalaya. Don't think that just because maybe my business is small, it doesn't make a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. And for us, every single one of you present out here is important. Number two, which I'd like to say, and I'll add that in two parts, is that when Karthik had shown that photo, which was put in, I think 7 years back, he was mentioning that photo was taken. I remember that discussion we had, and I even remember what I felt. So that's the most important part. And I felt a sense of excitement. That's what happened. And that's why I sat for 45 minutes. For me as a politician, I think one of the maybe some qualities that we have is somehow we are able to read people slightly better. We have this kind of something that clicks behind our mind, is something tells us a sixth sense that there is something in this. I have always believed, and this is I speak from my experience, and I share this as experience because I know many of you are leaders out here. Please always remember, as a leader, number one, you're not always right. You have to learn how to listen. Number two, as a leader, it's not always that you do everything yourself. You don't. I'll tell you what the best thing a leader can do. The best thing that a leader can do is to empower other leaders. A leader has to be able to identify individuals with a sense of purpose, a sense of passion, and allow them and empower them to do things without disturbing them too much. So if you look at large organizations also, and big countries, big nations, big, of course some exceptions are there, but in general, you will always find leaders delegating authority and power to good people and individuals who want to do. Now, Karthik may have many, many bad qualities, but at least he has some good qualities also. I'm just joking. He's a good guy. So him and his team, the first day I met them, something told me inside my heart that these guys want to do something good. And they're coming here with some purpose and passion and no selfish gain or purpose for themselves, that they want to make something out here. No. I think that is really what clicked, and that feeling I got of excitement that day, that I think here there's some spark that I can see that is going to make a lot of difference. And that's what the journey was, and it's been 7 years now. And of course, every time I meet, something new is happening. We see something, small things happening, big things happening. And let me tell you also very frankly, that it's not easy to work in our state, for multiple reasons. We have different cultural aspects, we have different institutional setups, we have different ways of doing things. Of course, and we have to motivate our people also sometimes quite a bit. Sometimes systems that are there don't work in place. The infrastructures are not at the level where people would want it to be. It's not like one of the developed states that you may have and ease of kind of being able to do. Of course, we're getting there, but a lot of work is required. So you must give credit to Karthik and his team for having overcome those challenges. And really, that's what really I think is the key part. And consistently, you see, what is important in life is consistency. You may be able to do one thing good, and then 2, 3, but then to do it continuously for 24, 25, 30 units, and then going to 60 units now, it requires a lot of commitment. And I think that is really what I'm trying to get at, that the CMYC program, in its own way, whether big or small, whether it's affecting one individual or a whole village, I think has had a huge impact, and there's a good team behind it. And as I said, I have always believed that we must choose good people and allow them to work, and leadership is about that, is about empowering leaders further. And I think today, I'm sure in CMYC also, he must have done the same thing of empowering others to work freely, to be able to deliver what has to be done. And that is how organizations, and that is how economies grow, and I'm happy to see that. My third point, which is part of the second point itself, is that what you've created, let me again share this with you, and this is something that I've always experienced and I believe in. What you've created is not, programs. Please remember, programs are just one part of what you do. I think what is very important in what you've done is that you have created an institutional setup and a mechanism. You have created a wiring, I should say, or water pipes you've connected. And now once this piping is in place, you can put anything through this and it will reach to the desired location of the people that you have. So invest in these people, invest in institutions, invest in the system that you create. Programs, as I said, are important, but if you focus on the program and forget the system that you're working on, I think the task will be much harder. So tomorrow, when you have created a system in a place that works, I think something wrong with this flooring is going, I'm always like, about to fall. So anyway, so if you have the system where things are working, you create and replicate that into 64 locations. And you have a way in which those 64 locations work in tandem and coordination with each other. And once you have a program that's coming in, it's just a question of just putting it into the system, and with a switch, you just switch it on and everything works. And I think that network and the institutional setup you've created, I think must be the greatest strength of this organization and what you have done. And that's the reason why you had 5 programs, now you can have 100 more programs. It will all be successful because you've created a strong institutional system. It's the same thing we did for our self-help groups. Today we have 55,000 self-help groups. I think it's, in terms of percentage, it's one of the highest in the country, I should say. And today, if there is any program that we want to do, any issue that is there at the grassroots level, you'll be surprised to know that we just have to give it through this different self-help groups, and the awareness, the information just spreads like wildfire within a matter of seconds. And that's the kind of power of institutional mechanisms. And the greatest example is governments. Governments create institution systems. But for a public sector to come in, for an organization to come in and create that same kind of a institutional network is something that's really, really, again, amazing. So really, I look forward to many, many more projects and programs that will come up in the future. I'm sure that many successful entrepreneurs will come up. And again, I want to share with you that we have multiple layers for entrepreneurship. So we have the nano entrepreneurs starting out here. Don't limit it to that. I understand that there are different verticals for it, but you can shift them to those verticals. So tomorrow you have the Prime program, you have the CM Elevate program. If there's something that you see is really making sense, then you should share it with us so that we can bring it into a larger framework so that we can help them even more. The idea is to really build up that entrepreneurial culture, and therefore we're using different mechanisms because every group is different, their needs are different, the mentoring required is different, so there's so many challenges that are there. But as I said, I hope that we will see some of our nano entrepreneurs become into MSMEs. From the MSMEs, they should become into mid-size and larger enterprises and so on and so forth. And that's really what we hope will happen. There are many, many projects that are going well. I don't want to go into details of all of that. But yes, I'm very excited to see that Empower is going to also power you to have another 64 more centers. So I think that is something that is really exciting, and I would like to see that that happens at the earliest. And as you said correctly, for us, we are committed to people and organizations that are committed to our people and our state. And as I said, I see that commitment in your organization, and therefore we will continue to support in the future also. We are seeing the outcome of what is happening. Results are coming out. So many people are benefiting. And let me assure you all who are present out here that we will continue to support so that more and more of our entrepreneurs can come up at the grassroots level, and the CMYC, the centers, can become more and more successful. I really would like to see more activities, especially for our youth. So what Madam was saying, that apart from health issues, health concerns, all these things that are coming up, really I would like to see that activities even across programs that we have. Now, for example, as I said, we have the Chief Minister's Meghalaya Grassroots program happening. Why can't the youth centers promote the grassroots program also?
Some of our learners have actually performed at NGL.
Great, thank you so much. So we need to do so every center should have music instruments. They should be able to play a music instrument. They should become able to come together. Because again, to conclude, and I swear I'll stop after this. I won't talk much. But to conclude, what is it that we're trying to do? Just understand this basic thing, is that we're trying to engage with our people. That's at the bottom of what we're trying to do. So we do everything, but what is the most important bottom line is engaging. You see, today we have been successfully able to create multiple ways in which we engage with them. Why engage? Because we want our people to be productive. We want our people to have opportunities. We want to provide them the platform. We want to keep them busy. And therefore, if all these different aspects are there, we will have a productive society. We will have our youth who will not go into drugs, who will not go into antisocial elements. So while telling our youth, don't drink, don't do this, don't have drugs, is not good enough. You have to give them the alternative to say, well, or you don't have to say it also. And I'll tell you why I feel like that, because I remember as a kid, I used to come back from school, and we used to be so much into music that we had no time for anything else. We would come back and the band members would be there. We'd simply get into our, this Iron Maiden and Metallica t-shirts, and that's it. And we would just be like 3 hours, 4 hours just playing with the band because we had, that's it was so, you know, engaging for us that we had no time for anything else. And I felt that that experience kind of brought this thought into my mind that it is important that we engage. So your CMYCs should become, you know, areas of engagement where different programs can be held. I would want tomorrow, I was sharing with some friends, I don't know if you know this, on 14th of August, there was a group that had come and they had performed such a powerful play of, Subhash Chandra Bose. And it was a simple play, but the way they directed and scripted the whole thing, I could literally connect to what Subhash Chandra Bose felt, did, and the entire history of how he contributed to independent India. And today, there is no play on Tirot Singh, there is no play on Pathogan Ningmanza. There is some plays that take place on Kiang Nangba. I know in Gente Hills there are some plays that happen. But why can't our CMYC programs have plays, programs that depict about nationalism, about our independence struggle, about the statehood that we have? So many areas you can do. And let me just share with you that the MGMP program is no longer just music. It's music for name, but we are also encouraging sports, we are encouraging plays, we are encouraging skits. You know, all of these things are being encouraged to this program. So therefore, I would like to see that the CMYC becomes more dynamic, more diverse, and more activities can be taken up. I'm sure you thought about all of this, but then it's my duty to also mention it to you. But once again, I congratulate you and wish all of you the very best. And I hope that this program, as you said, happens every year. And my suggestion would be that it should happen in different locations. It would be wonderful to go one day to Mokurwad, one day to Clariat, one day to Jowai, maybe one day to William Nagar. I think it'll be great to take this all across the state because people will get excited, and it's a really good way to also engage and kind of let people connect with each other. So wishing you all the very best, and thank you once again for calling me here. And I hope that, as I said, the next program will be even more exciting. Thank you very much.
So sorry to keep you, sir, on the stage, but we will be launching the CMYC++. For this launch, I would request our guest of honor to also kindly join our Honorable Chief Minister on stage. Also our Deputy Commissioners, Mr. Karthik, Neil, Diana, and the program team of Abhijit Sinha and Mrinalini. Also, if you could come up on the stage.
So, I don't know if when you launched the first center in Chibragal, we actually made you ceremoniously saw through a piece of wood. You used the power tool to do it. So we want to keep that, I think, almost as a tradition going. If I can, yes, we definitely can't afford, so we have to be as safe. Yes, please. If the others could come on stage.
Okay guys, here you go.
Gone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Yes.
Oh, just.
Shall we clap our hands for the launch of the CMYC++, where we are scaling up to 64 centers in over 55 blocks. Thank you so much to our guest, to our Honorable Chief Minister for launching the CMYC++. Round of applause once again for this very unique way of inaugurating the CMYC++. Now, sir, another round of inconvenience, sir. If we could request you, sir, we will just move ahead with the distribution of the Nanopreneur grant. In total, we have 50 winners today. In total, we have 50 grant winners. However, due to paucity of time, we will only be awarding and honoring the top 10 winners. All right, as I call out your name, kindly come forward on the stage. First is an individual grant type to CMYC Nong Klau for Dashans Kem Lingda Nong Bri, who walks away with a grant of 80,000 rupees. Can we give a round of applause to Dashans Kem Lingda Nong Bri from Nong Klau CMYC? Following which we have a group grant from Nongwa CMYC. Kindly come up on stage. Nongwa CMYC, Banchan Lang Rani, Metriansi Rani, and one Telang Rani, who walks away with a grant of 80,000 rupees. We also have the group winners from Rangmal Badam. Following this will be the grant winners of Rangmal Badam. That is Jakrimra M. Sangma and Raksal Alma Raksal. These are winners of the group grant from Rangmal Badam CMYC. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can be a little more energetic. We also have a group grant winner from Babadam CMYC, Manchi CH Sangma and Senglachi CH Sangma, who walks away with the grant of 75,000 Indian rupees. These are from Babadam CMYC. Then we have Doldegri CMYC. This is group grant. Total of 75,000 Indian rupees. We have Nisha C.H. Sangma, Malme Marak, and Ani Usha S. Sangma. They are from Doldegri CMYC. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll have to give this one to my wife.
Come on, a louder round of applause, man. I think this deserves. These marks are top 5. Next we move to the 6th one, that is from Langsumput CMYC, group grant of Alisha Karwar and Sweetie Mary Karwar, who walks away with a grant of 75,000 Indian rupees. They are from Langsumput CMYC. Next we have a group grant from Nongwa CMYC again. This is a group of Ailisha Kansain, Aishatina Sapuni, Ilahun Shisha Kasain, and Shivdarani. They walk away with a grant of 75,000 Indian rupees. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They are from Nongwa CMYC. Congratulations. Next we have individual grant type from Pasye CMYC. Winner is Paiki Dakhar, who walks away with a grant of 75,000 Indian rupees. She is from Pasye CMYC, the ones who performed for us earlier. Her name is Paiki Dakhar. Next we have the individual grant type from Rongsak Songma, Seveni M. Sangma. She also walks away with a grand prize of 75,000 Indian rupees. This is from Rongsak Songma CMYC. Congratulations. Rounding off the top 10 winners is from Shangpung Kles Mushut CMYC, Wandaplang Langwar. Wandaplang Langwar, she is from Shangpung Klemushut CMYC. She also walks away with a grand prize of 75,000 Indian rupees. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Minister, and also our Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Thank you so much. And thank you to our awardees, and congratulations once again. Now to round off our program for the day, I welcome Mr. Dorang Mankan Sangma to deliver the vote of thanks.
A good evening, distinguished guests, respected leaders, partners, community members, and friends. It is a moment of great pride and joy to stand before you this evening as we inaugurate the Youth Mela. On behalf of the organizing team, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for being here with us on this special occasion. First and foremost, I thank God for this beautiful celebration of the journey of CMYC in Meghalaya. Our deepest gratitude goes to the Honorable Chief Minister, Sir Conrad Sangma, Honorable Minister Madam Amparine, DC East Khasi Hills, DC Southwest Khasi Hills, for gracing this evening with your presence. Your encouragement and support are a powerful reminder that the voices of young people matter, and that our state is committed to nurturing the strength, creativity, and vision of its youth. To our young participants, village Nokmas, Rangba Shnong, and community members, you are the heart and soul of this Mela. Over the next 3 days, through exhibitions, workshops, discussions, and performances, you will share your ideas and you will also inspire new ones. This space belongs to you, and it is your energy that will bring it alive. I would also like to sincerely offer gratitude to our partners, colleagues, and the entire CMYC team. Your tireless efforts behind the scenes, whether in planning, logistics, or coordination, have made this evening possible. And a special thanks to our media partner, Hello Meghalaya, and other friends from media for your coverage. And to our audience, thank you for joining us. Your presence and encouragement add meaning and warmth to this gathering. As we look ahead, this is just the beginning. We have 3 days filled with dialogue, creativity, and celebration. Let us carry forward the spirit of the Youth Mela with curiosity, courage, and joy. Kuble Mutela.
And with that, we come to the end of the inaugural session. As mentioned by Mr. Dorang, we will have a 3-day Mela following this. So I invite everyone to kindly partake in the Mela that will happen, learn from our learners from CMYC, and also give your words of encouragement. Thank you so much, Sir and Madam, for gracing the occasion. Thank you also to Madam Rosetta and Sir Wanlari. Thank you so much. The other grant winners, we will be giving you the grant. I did mention it. If it has slipped your mind or you did not hear it, we will definitely be honoring you. Thank you so much.